What's going on, YouTube? That guy named Jay checking in, man. We are somewhere in Iowa, headed up, I think we're on 35. Yeah, we're on 35, headed up to, Minneapolis, Minnesota. Let me see, where are we at? Yeah, 35, headed northbound. About how many miles away? We are maybe 250 miles away, so about three and some change hours away from the destination. We're delivering up to Minneapolis, Minnesota tomorrow morning, and then we're picking up in St. Paul, Minnesota, and from there we're headed to Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. So pretty much right back down 35. So that should be good, you know what I'm saying? Nice, flat, smooth ride. You know what I'm saying, to get the day going, or to get the week going, I should say. Gonna finish this week with about, shucks, I can't even remember how many miles. Give me 1 second, I'm trying to think. I think I did that. I'm rounding up, so that plus that is that times that plus that. So we're looking at about, what's that? About almost $1,100, which will probably be paid out on next week. Some of it I've already been paid. Like I told you in the breakdown video, I got paid $150 for that one day. I was dealing with the, this breakdown in the truck and all that, the batteries and the alternator. And I also got reimbursed for my Uber, so that's not even including that. But I had to buy some straps where they came up to like 80 bucks. So I'm gonna get reimbursed for that. And with the miles that I'm doing, I drove from Temple, Texas to Houston, which is like 175, so I rounded up to 200. And then from Houston to Minneapolis, which is around 1,200 miles, give or take. I think it's a little bit less, but I rounded up to 1,200. So that's about 1,400 miles, I'm at 55 cents a mile, blah, 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 blah. So I should take home, with all reimbursements and everything, about close to $1,100. So not bad, man. Not bad for only doing shit one load, and a bunch of reimbursements. So that's cool. You know what I'm saying? A little bit of breakdown pay. You know what I mean? So definitely, I want to make a lot more than that. You know what I'm saying? I should have the potential to do that. Basically, what I'm under, to my understanding, most of the other guys that I've talked to that drive for this guy, they're doing about at least 3,000 miles a week. At least 3,000 miles a week. Which, if you do that times how much I get paid, that'll be about $1,650 take home. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you want to add up, 3,200, 3,300, which is very possible. Like one guy sent me his pay stub. He had like 3,300 miles or something like that, and I think that was like 18 and some change that he took home. You know what I'm saying? So it's money to be made. Again, that's not gross or before taxes. It's 1099. So that comes directly to me. And I know a lot of people are gonna be like, oh, if you don't know what you're doing on a 1099, you're gonna have to pay your taxes at the end of the year. Well, first of all, any smart business guy will tell you that no business pays their taxes yearly. They pay them quarterly. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. There are some who do it yearly, but most do quarterly because it's cheaper. And two, if you know what you're doing and you know how to run and operate the 1099 game, you're gonna be just fine. I'm not gonna put out all that information because I'm not about to put out that type of information. We're just gonna leave that be, you know what I'm saying? But If you know what you're doing with the 1099, it's no different if I was a lease operator. It's no different if I was an owner operator. Same situation. So pretty much the more you can make it look like that you're spending, the less that they're gonna take. It's just that simple, people. Okay, we turn trucking into rocket science and then make it so much harder than what it is, like it's business. It's just a matter of how much business IQ you have and how much you don't have, and it'll reflect. All right, that's why my first lease failed, because I was on a 1099 and I spent every dime that came my way at Swift. I spent all that money that came in. My money management was horrible. You know what I'm saying? That's why some other YouTubers, when you see their leases fail, I guarantee you it's because of their money management. It's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you are making a certain amount of money on a 1099, that money is not yours. It's not yours. It's your business's, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't understand how people don't understand that, and that's why a lot of cats out here, they go out and these companies, you know, get them to do lease op. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with company lease ops. I don't want none of that smoke. I'm just saying these companies show you the money that you can make, because again, you can make money at these mega carrier leases. You can 100%. You know what I'm saying? It may look a little different than the next man's and how he do it, but it's still money to be made. But people get that money, and if you like me, you ain't never had no money before in your life. So you like, oh shit, I just made $2,500. I'm finna go crazy, which is what I did when I was at Swift. And I took my family to Myrtle Beach and I spent all that money like a freaking dumbass. You know what I'm saying? And I spent all that money and that shit, woo! You know what I mean? I was home for what, 10? I can't remember how many days. I think I was home for like 2 weeks. Almost 2.5 weeks. I stayed home longer than I was supposed to. And then what ended up happening was, when it was time for me to come back out on the road and continue, I had a student and everything. But because I stayed home, one, I stayed home longer than I should have. And two, that truck payment was still coming out. And three, I hadn't set aside a budget for me to be home that long and to have money to still put in my pocket. I stayed home. I said, fuck that lease. And that's how my lease at Swift failed. So I just, you know, I'm trying to take that knowledge and all the mistakes that I have made from the past and all the knowledge I've gained from other people's mistakes. And I think I'm able to, you know, I think I'm going to be okay on this 1099, man. I really do. I got a great support system. I know a lot of lease ops, owner ops who are paying very little in taxes. So I'm just gonna mimic what they do, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just been reading a lot of comments and a lot of people putting out a lot of bad information. Like, if you're a company driver getting paid on a 1099, oh, you not paying, that doesn't include your insurance, and that doesn't include this and that and that and this and that. Yeah, dumb, but I mean, think about it. If you're on a W-2, which there's nothing wrong with a W-2, but if you're on a W-2, let's be honest. Okay, let's clear one thing up. When I was at MBI Trucking, right, and I was making I kept saying $1,500 to $1,800. There was a specific reason I kept saying that. That's because that was the gross. So of course, you know, the first thing you can always tell when somebody's on a W-2 is, or they trying to boast their pay up, they're always going to give you the gross. Just like, well, same way with owner operators, they always give you their revenue, but they never tell you what they make after they business expenses and fuel and all that. It's a game people play, man. You got to make shit sound better than what it is. It's just a game. It ain't nothing like nobody, you know what I'm saying? It's just, that's what people do. Everybody got to make everything seem better than what it is. So on a W-2, guys will tell you how much their salary is. With you know what I'm saying? But they won't tell you after taxes. They won't tell you after benefits. They won't tell you after medical and all this other shit, 401k. They won't tell you that. The reality of my situation, if I make a $1,500 check at MBI, after all that stuff comes out, I'm looking at about $900, man. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I'm just saying, like, you got to be honest about exactly how you're getting paid and what happens to your money before you even touch it. On a 1099, I'm in full control of the money that's coming to me unless I have business expenses. As a company driver on a 1099, there are no business expenses except for occupational hazard, which I think is like $175 a month or some shit like that, whatever. So it's just all about if you have a business mind or if you have a worker mind. If you have a worker mind, stay on the W-2. You ain't ready for the 1099 game. You're not ready to play the LLC game and having your boss pay your LLC or your EIN number, and then out of that, paying yourself a certain amount. You're not ready for that. So that way on the paperwork, it shows that you're only making this, but you're spending this. You're not ready for that. You're not ready to keep these receipts for this and that and this and that and buying, you know, certain things just to show you spent this type of money to be able to write it off. You're not ready for that. How do I know? Because I wasn't ready my first go around at Swift. I just told you. You know what I'm saying? So for those who watching and you see people talk about that 1099 shit like it's something to be afraid of, it absolutely is not. A 1099 is for somebody who knows what they're doing, who understands the tax game, who understands, you know, how to maneuver through it. If you just want to work, like I said in a previous video, if you just out here just want to work, get on the W-2. In my opinion, get on the W. Unless you got a huge fleet, not a huge fleet, a big fleet, then that's when you can put your own self on the W-2, blah, blah. But if you just got one truck, two trucks, or you work for somebody, you know, 1099 is the way to go. Well, what about your medical insurance? Hey, man, look, my opinions and my views on insurance is a little different from most. I feel like insurance is probably the biggest freaking ripoff I've ever heard. My opinion. I just think that is just a ripoff, man. I really do. I understand that it's a tax fine for it, and you know, you gotta find ways to get around that shit, but you know, thanks Obama. But you know, I feel like with insurance, I remember I used to pay like $300 a month in insurance or something like that when I was at Walmart distribution. And I ain't used that insurance but maybe twice a year. So it's just like, I don't know, man. With insurance, you gotta kind of figure out how you gonna do it. I got a way that I'm gonna do a way. I have a way that I'm gonna do it, but I'm not gonna put that up on a public platform, because you know, whatever. But so yeah, man, that's how I feel about a 1099. Is a 1099 better than a W-2? I would say it depends on the person. It depends on the person. If you have a small business, I believe 1099 is the way to go. If you have a larger business, you eventually probably want to put yourself back on the W-2. But at the end of the day, you know, it just depends on how much business knowledge a person has. If you out here just working just to work, man, stay on the W-2. You ain't about that life. And go ahead and overpay on taxes and get a tax return just like all the other people do. Oh, I'm getting $3,000, $4,000 back. That's because you overpaid, dumbass. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I don't want to offend anybody, even though stupidity is stupidity. Whatever. But that's how I feel, man. That's why, you know, I'm not afraid to be on a 1099. I feel like my financial maturity has improved. I'm not gonna spend all my money. I'm gonna put my money, put it up, save it, and be prepared for, you know, when the taxes come, have my paperwork right. That's all it is, man. It's not hard, man. We gotta stop making shit harder than what it is, man. That's just how I feel about it. So, but as always, stay safe, stay positive, stay productive. God, family trucking, gone.